Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Fluid Learner. Today we will discuss about the two probes. One is the CyberGreen, another is the Tagman probe of quantitative PCR. In the last video we have discussed the techniques of qPCR. Today we will discuss about these two. Let's discuss. CyberGreen, this is the DNA binding dye and it's bind to the double strand DNA and it binds to the minor groups, and at the time of binding it emits the green lights or green fluorescence, not light, this is a fluorescence dye. And what actually happened, what is the technique, let's try to understand first. This is the steps of the qPCR or the normal PCR also. This is the denatured polymerization and also the signal detection. What happened here, at the time of denaturation, in the master mix there is the CyberGreen. This is the free in form, so it cannot bind the single strand DNA, and somehow if it is bind the signal is very less, so we cannot detect anything. At the step of the extension, what actually happened, the CyberGreen or the fluorescent dye is quite prettier in this case, because this is the, in this case what happened actually, in the extension case the primer binding happened. So at the time of this primer binding, this also forming in the elongation process is also started, and it will get the CyberGreen or the, this is the binding, and we get the some fluorescent signal. This, in this case this is the pretty higher than the denatured step. So when annealing is done, the slightly higher amount of fluorescence is coming because the hybridized contain the primer template of DNA and it gives the double strand DNA. CyberGreen started to bind with turn with giving us a little more fluorescence, but when extension is done properly, this is the extension step. What happen here? It produces the separate gene of interest clearly. All the DNA became double stranded and CyberGreen starts attached to them and gives higher magnitude of fluorescence.
Advantage and also the some disadvantage of CyberGreen. CyberGreen, this is very simple to design. It just need to the find good and specific primer for the target sequence of interest, and it also inexpensive and related to tagman detection. And what is actually the disadvantage of CyberGreen? CyberGreen only detect the double strand DNA, and in the, if the PCR is poorly designed, if this is the primer dimer band is formation is occur, it also bind in between them and also give the signal, that also the false positive result. And in this case, this is only the demerits of CyberGreen detection, and it cannot use in the multiplex CyberGreen qPCR assay. The second process is the Tagman probe. In the Tagman drive, what actually happen? There is the two region. One is R, another is Q. R is the reporter dye and Q is the quencher molecule, quencher dye. What actually happen? As both the dye present very close proximately, reporter dye eagers to emit the proton. But try to understand the concept what actually happen here. The reporter dye and also the quencher dye, these are very close to each other, and at that time the quencher dye block the activity of the reporter dye, so it cannot emit any photon in this case. In case of the denaturation phase, what actually happen then, when the elongation occur, it is ligated to our desired gene segment. Again it is very close proximate, and the quencher dye is very blocked to the reporter dye activity in normal situation. After extension of primer utilizing the tag polymerase, what actually happen, which is given in the green color, then eventually going to cleave the reporter gene. So after the addition of tag, the reporter gene is cleavage, and cleavage occur at the separation to the quencher molecule. Then it emits the fluorescence. Then the reporter dye starts emitting, and also this process is known as the Tagman process, because this it starts the activity after addition of the tag polymerase. Fluorescence from the reporter dye is directly proportional to the number of amplicons that are generated. And what are the qPCR detection or qPCR chemistry? What actually happen here? This is the tag polymerase. After the tag polymerase bind to the in the elongation phase, what actually happen? The R is separated from the Q on the replacement of the tag polymerase. So the activity of quencher is not the activity of reporter dye is free from the quencher dye, so it can quencher cannot block the reporter dye for in this step. So what actually happen, 5' hydrolysis separate from R from Q, so their fluorescence of R is no longer quenched. So as the tag extends from the 3' end of primer, if it is the tag encountered to bound the oligonucleotide, it will be hydrolyze the oligos from the 5' end, and qPCR instrument, this is typically confused to detect the fluorescence at the end of each extraction cycle. So in the end of the product we will get the fluorescence due to the activity of what actually blocked by the quencher, this will be released. Then what are the advantage and also the disadvantage of Tagman probe? What actual advantage of Tagman probe? This is very specific, because combine the specificity of primer, and it can multiplet qPCR assay to simultaneously amplify or detect the different target sequences in the same tube. Then what are the disadvantages? This is a probe based qPCR, this is what actually happen, it more difficult to design because some Tagman probe do not quench efficiently, and some target sequences like ATD sequence make probe design difficult, and these are the some disadvantages of Tagman probe. Thanks for watching, and this is the more important step is that probe based qPCR is more specific than the direct qPCR.